my safety glasses on. Just coming out for a quick lunch break, breath of fresh air, working in the factory all day, and I have a quick. And I wanted to encourage you to start writing a new narrative for your life. You've been writing a narrative as a victim. Start writing a narrative as a victor. Whatever your greatest need is, and I'm not talking about your greatest greed. I'm not talking about doing something that makes you more of a victim of poor decision making. Whatever your greatest need is, start working on that need. Start working on you. Start taking care of you. Start loving you. That's what the narcissist has convinced you to do. And that's maybe the compass through which you've did most of your life. And this could be, and usually is, something that stems from family of origin history. So you didn't this didn't just happen. This didn't just happen. You were targeted. You were targeted by the narcissist. They saw the role that they could fit you in because it's your general MO. They saw your kindness. See, you didn't see the real them, but they saw the real you. You know, they aren't disappointed in you. They saw the real you. Saw your kindness. They saw your empathy. They saw your compassion. They saw your goodness. They didn't see your perfection. You never claimed to be perfect. But because the narcissist is given over to grandiose fantasies of ideal success, ideal money, ideal love, idealized sense of self, they projected an idealized version of you on you. That's what caused the love bombing. So can you really say that they didn't feel what they felt? Yeah, they felt what they felt. They really felt that strongly about you, but it wasn't you. They felt that strongly about the version of you that they projected onto you, but they never fell in love with you. Because see, when you fall in love with someone, or you fall in even things that you're you're fond of because you've had them a long time. You know how they work. You know how they operate. You don't want to break in something new. That once you become comfortable. I recently upgraded my phone to an iPhone 16. Now, I didn't do that because my other phone wasn't still functional and because I didn't want to still use it, but because I got a new plan with a new carrier, and they had a deal where I could literally get the phone for and essentially a free plan with a phone payment for a year. That was a third less than my former carrier. See, I had a deal I couldn't refuse. But you know what? I'm still using my old iPhone 11 as a podcast player, as my little, what I hook up to my Bluetooth speaker and stream things to when I'm just listening to it at home. I didn't throw it away. See, but a narcissist would throw that away, or they would give that as a gift to pay off one of their flying monkeys who's done their bidding for a long period of time because it's of no value to them. They've got a new trinket, a new shiny object, a new thing. Okay, but the new thing to look at getting in your road to victory and your road to recovery is a whole new you. See, get excited about a whole new you. Get excited about a whole new you who won't fall for these narcissistic love bombing games again. Get a hold of a new you that's going to be more skeptical. You know, you were anxious to prove yourself to them, but you didn't make sure they proved themselves to you. You didn't. One thing that to always remember when you come out of a relationship with a narcissist, they rush things. They rushed intimacy. They rushed saying I love you. They rushed telling you their intimate and deranged and strange family secrets so that you could be more empathetic and understanding and kind to them. They rushed telling you things that other people would tell you in months. They told you within a few days in order that you would have more empathy for them, in order that you would have more understanding of them, in order that you would be more kind and kind of shrink them and say, well, In other words, in order to give you a pre-excuse for what abuse that they were going to do to you. But you didn't tell them all that stuff. You may not have even gone into them with any kind of a tragic story about your ex or a tragic story about your childhood because you're adjusted. If you did, you need to get all the tragedy stories resolved in your life before you get into anything with anyone. Get over the tragedy. Get over the victim mentality. Get over what you've been the story you've been telling over and over and over, even about the narcissist, because it's going to be a whole lot more rewarding, more edifying, more transformative when your story begins to go something like this. They did, but God. I think about the story of Joseph. Joseph in the Bible, his brothers betrayed him greatly. He ended up being a slave in Egypt. He ended up being a slave in Potiphar's house. And then Potiphar's wife betrayed him and tried to sleep with him and falsely accused him of rape. And then he ended up in prison for years. And he interpreted some dreams. And he says, when you get out, make sure you remember me. And they forgot him. But when he was finally exonerated, when he finally comes out of the prison cell to interpret a dream for Pharaoh, later on his brothers come to Egypt and he gets reconciled with them. And he's able to say to them, what you meant for evil, God used for good. Trust God. You don't have to trust them. You don't even have to trust yourself. Trust God. Become the victor of this narrative that you've been ruminating about for years. And let God turn one of your greatest tragedies into his greatest triumph. Amen. Grace and peace.